Hello, my name is Zhatelier and welcome back for another episode of EU4 as Palembang. In previous episode we managed to take a little bit extra land, especially in the Philippines, and we managed to piece out Ayutthaya. Of course that did mean that some of our income dropped a bit there, but we are now blockading Bengal, or the fleet at least. And I suppose what I could even do is separate a couple of galleys from here. Would be a little bit overkill, but let's go to the Ceylon Sea. Do a bit of raiding in here. I suppose that's not going to be available currently. They might also want to send some ships down that way. Send these to Koza Coromandel so we can blockade more of Vijayanagar to maybe force them out of the war. It's only -8 at this point for a white piece. Of course, I wouldn't mind taking a bit of money from them, but I don't think we'll be getting a whole lot of war score. But right, the next thing to do is get some troops ready to fight off Pasai. Oh. Trade company's bubble burst. Oh dear. I guess we can pay a little bit. There we go. Pasera is now a core. So that's good. Still got a whole lot of places to core. Actually, another thing that I should probably do is Waitaha. I'm going to increase your trust on me. By another 10 points. That might mean that you're less... well, the liberty size should be going down. Because there's still the enforced religion and things like that that are affecting us. There we go. So we brought in 60,000 men. Which, how good is Pasai's army? They've got 24, so I think they outmatched me in terms of tactics at least. And I guess combat with. Plus, what are their ideas? Defensive, so they've got high morale. Offensive, so they've got some extra discipline and fairly good leaders. And things like that. So it's going to be tricky to fight them one-to-one. But I suppose what we could do... do we have... Yeah, we got a blockade already in here. That would be jungle. I think it might actually be better for us to just go up here and start the siege of... I guess we'll go to Riau, and then this army is going to go to Rokan. I think 60,000 men should still be enough in there, even though half of them are Marine, or nearly half of them are Marines, which aren't that great for combat. Oh, they got a really good general, though. Well, actually, we should probably go back to the islands, try to trap that into one of the islands with us. In fact, it's probably going to be better if we use this as the trapping mechanism. It's actually part of these embellishing them. That does mean that we lose a bit of the eyesight. But that probably means that they are going to be heading into Bangka. Wait for a little bit for them to get closer, but then we're going to use this fleet to bring in reinforcements pretty much as soon as possible. So yeah, they're going now down to the southeastern tip of the island. I'm going to get the fleet out already. We'll take a bit of attrition, but that's not too bad. I think we might also need to reduce the war exhaustion a bit further. So the coring cost is staying somewhat minimalistic. Right, and yeah, Bengal is getting blockaded quite nicely. All the... Oh, okay, we need one more ship over there, essentially. They've got a whole lot of fleets in here, my goodness. Right, Vijayanagar's been building some armada, that's for sure. Right, so they should be arriving here shortly. What we'll aim for is we'll arrive in here day after they arrive in Bangka, and then we'll land in troops, or bring in the troops directly in as soon as possible. Because I'm pretty sure that they are going to be heading in here. I suppose they could be going to Jambi for all we know. But the likelihood is that they're going to try to get to the island now that we've opened the... Oh wait, no, which way is this actually connected? Oh no, it is straight to Johor. Okay. Well, in that case... Oh, that's risky actually. First of all, we can get the fleet in here then. I guess we can park this one in Linga for the time being. So we'll see if they actually, as soon as the fleet moves away, will they try to march in? Nope, they're actually marching away. Okay, well, if we get in here instead. No, still just marching around there. And that 35,000 men is it's something that we probably could defeat, but it's going to be tricky, so we need to take all the advantages that we can, realistically speaking. Also, if we can get to like, Muko, for example, over here in the jungle, we should be able to defend quite nicely. We'll take a really good general, though, with the 6 shock and 3 fire. So I'm a little bit scared about that army, I will admit. Oh, Wajaha has got a 54% liberty design now. Right, and how's the, yeah, sailor increase is a bit limited right now. You know what, just to be on the safe side, we'll park these straight to Johor again. I don't want accidentally a whole lot of Bengal troops to march through there. And Vijayanagar, you still don't want to wipe peace? No, although it's only 1 point away now. So that means that we can still keep this blockade going, I suppose. And we'll be getting a lot more money out of it. By blockading everything properly. Right, well, let's go ahead and get these troops back into Lingga. There isn't any good places for us to blockade right now. I suppose we can actually upgrade these light ships now. Well, 2 other light ships. Most of them were already up to date. I'm not entirely sure where they're going right now. I'm thinking that there might be a chance for us to do some sneaky landing somewhere and then just land a whole lot of troops near their capital. Sieging down the capital itself is probably going to be a bit easier said than done. At this point, I'm just going to go ahead and march its troops through here. What I suppose I can do is I can bring in the 10 more marines from here as emergency reinforcements if need be. Actually, yeah, no, we'll go to Bintan, actually. Bit different side. Doesn't mix up with the other troops necessarily. So yeah, they are heading north to Indrapura. I'm not entirely sure what exactly they're doing, but that's beside the point. Oh, okay, so Malacca does still have some other enemies than me, luckily. Still got quite a bit of extension, but I think what we need to do is we need to start planning the peace deal with Pasai. And for that, I think I want to take at least the corner over here in Borneo. Then maybe Barus. I wouldn't mind taking the fortress over here as well, but honestly, it might be better for us to actually just push further north. Up to that point, that would already be 20% war score. Oh, these are probably, yeah, these are very high development provinces over here, so we can't demand those. Could technically speak, okay, that's only one over there. You know what, we'll go for those, and then all the money and war operations and things like that. Actually, what I should really do is have you annul your treaties with Malacca. Now, of course, you won't be accepting this peace deal yet. Actually, not actually Malacca, but Palembang, really. Is what you should do. Or both. You know what, both is fine. We just need to now siege you down completely, which is a lot easier said than done. But we can get things started, at least. Now, if they got the defensive... Oh, we're going to need so much more troops in here for the siege. I guess that's what we'll use the 10 extra marines that we brought in. Take on some of the attrition. Ah, right, so it's a sailor... Oh, yeah, there's quite a bit of maintenance for various things. Actually, we've still got these ships... Oh, right, yeah, these should be actually going around to maybe assist over here somewhere. Actually, no, we'll go on this side. And also, we've got quite a bit of the light ships over here. A couple of light ships will do some more privateering. And I think... Go for Canton with those ships. And these, once these have repaired, we'll probably send it off to Bengal or something around there to make sure that we can raid a bit more. Speaking of raiding, though, we haven't had a look at that in a little bit. Do a bit of raiding there. Get some more sailors back. Oh, and also up here we can do a bit of raiding. There we go. That's another 1,500. And then also, I guess we can do a quick little raiding over here at our neighbours. Well, there we go. So that's a bit of improvement. I suppose there's also the fleet over here, which can do a bit of raiding for us. Ah, there we go. Buccaneers take over again. Oh, actually, we can do more raiding up here as well. There we go. That's another 800. Right, so we've got the troops in here. Are they? They are still moving north. They'll probably try to meet up in here. You know what? Just to speed up the siege, I'm going to bring in all the armies in here. It's going to be a whole lot of attrition. There's also hopefully going to be a strong enough army that the enemy is not going to try to intervene too much. We can actually just win that siege real quick first. We've got a fairly thorough blockade going on right now. And let's do the naval barrage over here. 21% already. That ain't too shabby. But they are heading south. I'm not entirely sure if they're going to try to attack us in here or not. They might. They got the tactics advantage. I'm sure that their military is more... or higher quality. And they got good generals. So the risk is definitely there. Luckily it's grassland, so there's not going to be terrain penalty as such. They're definitely moving in. I'm just hoping that the numbers advantage that we have here is going to be sufficient. And I think it is, actually. But now at least they're not willing to attack me. Oh, influenza spreads. Yeah, I guess we'll quarantine those provinces. And then, let's see, purchase ability. Fort maintenance of an rival cost. I don't think we have a whole lot of forts next to rivals, though, so that wouldn't really be all that much. Take the yearly absolutism. How much do we actually have absolutism right now? Well, the max is 49. We have 0. I don't know how much I want to get. I suppose it does give you a bit of boost, so... You know, yeah, we'll go for the absolute government at this point. There we go. That's a little bit more siege progress over here. Oh, there we go. Later, we got a core up there. So we can get another core underway already. We're taking quite a bit of attrition right now, so war exhaustion is going to be soaring while this siege is going on. And then fighting in Delhi is going to be probably a bit of a expensive ordeal. We also have quite a bit of money. Let's go and actually, can I get investment office? I can. That's not too bad. Also, any more good to workshops? Not really. Yeah, stock exchange though. With some better trade power. Okay, supply shortage. There we go. They got fairly high defensiveness in here, but I suppose that was to be expected. With their reforms and all that. Actually, speaking of edicts. Ah, right, tomorrow. Is the devastation over here gone? It is, so we can actually remove that one now. Save us a bit of money. I don't think there's a whole lot of other edicts that we... Oh, no, we had these. I suppose it won't really help us right now anyway, so we'll take those away. There we go, so that should reduce the upkeep slightly. Oh, there we go, Samaranda is now a core. Good. Or at least a territory. Oh, and Indrapura has got a bit of a revolt. You know what? That's fine. That's going to cause some issues for the enemies, so they're going to start losing some war score. Also, it's... oh, right, yeah, they're going around now. In that case, I'm going to go and take the smaller army out of here already. Ooh. Desire wants a white piece? No. Alright, food shortage. That way we can at least reduce some of the attrition. It's still not going to be reducing a whole lot. I'm hoping that at least it's an improvement. Yeah, they managed to siege down over there. Supposed to enforce their... Oh. Oh, I forgot about Zanzibar. How much do they have troops? I don't know how much they actually have troops there now. Probably not a whole lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take the smaller transport fleet over here. Take these marines. Actually, I'll just give the orders to go there directly. There we go. It's going to be a long distance. We should be able to retake that. We'll still have the 60,000 troops over here, so we should be fine for the most part. It's 42% siege. I think we'll manage to do that soon. Get another core underway. I've still got quite a bit of extension, but it's getting less. Hey, there we go. Bali is a core now. So how much is that now? 65% of extension. It's still going to be quite a bit. Vigiago, you would be willing to take a white piece. Actually, are you willing to give me money? You are willing to give me 600. What about, would you be willing to give me Maldives? Oh, you would be. Alright, then I'm going to take that and a bit of cash. There we go. And now let's go and get the... I suppose the 50 galley fleet over here is probably going to be more than fine. We'll bring this one off to Comoros. And then we'll use the rest of these galleys to group up over here for another galley fleet. So now it's just us versus Bengal and Pasai. And we got a bit of extra money out of that, plus extra province, which getting Maldives is actually going to be really nice. First of all, they'll have to transport their troops away from there now, which I don't think they have a whole lot of transport yet. Maybe they do, but yeah. That's going to be allowing us to then raid up the coast all the way to Bahmanis, which we have been raiding a little bit already on the east, but we can then start raiding on the west side as well now. Plus, we can start raiding the Ottomans. Now, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of money on the Arabian coast over here. No. There's probably a bit more up here on the Horn of Africa, but that's about it. Oh, right, Kilwa's been pushed completely off the mainland. Okay, then, Kilwa. You don't have any allies. How much would it cost to annex you completely? It's a bit too much, though. If I could take Mahe and then maybe a bit of the Madagascar. That could be quite handy. So we'll start preparing for that, perhaps. Not huge amounts yet, but we can start planning forward with that in mind, let's just say. But there's going to be so many other wars that we still need to fight. Come on, win the siege. Oh, no. Well, the water shortage is still not too bad for us, but yeah, not what I was hoping for. They got these very high-level force, though, so it makes sieging down everything rather expensive. Oh, our Grand Captain died. Do we have anything that is manpower related? There's another Grand Captain for land maintenance, which isn't too bad. Our income is not huge, so I guess we'll go with that. We could get the quality ideas completed, or we could save up the points to get the mill tech, which honestly, the mill tech is probably not a terrible idea. We still don't have the enlightenment though, so it will be an extra cost. You know, we'll complete the quality ideas first. That's going to give us some more extra policies as well that might help us. Like the manpower recovery speed and less land attrition. That sounds like a brilliant idea for us. And then, well, there's another morale of navies and national sailor modifier. Marine force limit. That would cost us more Diplo points though, which I'm not entirely sure if I want. But at least we now have some innate discipline for our troops. That already helps quite a bit. Plus the artillery combat ability is quite a nice addition. So how much are we getting manpower per month back? 500 right now. Hey, we finally got the siege done. Right, I'm guessing the sailors are probably going to be more expendable right now. So we'll get these forward. I guess we'll use both of these to siege down a little bit further. There we go. So Pasai, we have taken a fortress from you. You're not willing to give us this sort of peace deal yet. But I suppose it's not the worst. We can still keep on going. Especially now that we only have this one war going on, it gets a lot easier. Hey, there we go, another conversion done. Right, so the Spanish do still have a decent bit of areas in here, and eventually I will probably... Oh! Who's Russia fighting? Ooh, Japan, Shun... Chungning and Liang. What's that war about? Is it Imperialism War? Crusade, okay. Wait, Crusade against Wu. Oh. Oh, they do have a province over there, okay. Well, of course, Crusades are somewhat, or sometimes a little bit tricky. I've still got 20 galleys in here. Oh. Right, then let's just go ahead and do a bit of raiding off the coast then. Get a bit more money. Oh, and beside, no, you're willing to pay me some now, but that's not what I'm after. I mean, I do like money as well, but we kind of need to get some more. There we go, we can get a bit of raid over there. We'll quickly go out and raid. Oh, there we go, Buccaneers take over once again. We'll get these back into Comorin Cape. Actually, we could probably park these in Maldives for a little bit. So we've got a bit of fleet up there, we've got a bit of fleet up here. Actually, we'll take the light ship from here. We're going to start privateering in Bengal. Here we go. The attrition is still pretty rare though, but I suppose it's slightly less now? Maybe? Practice probably not a whole lot. There we go, we occupied Delhi. And Lankat. They're not even nearly ready to accept this little peace deal yet. So, I guess we'll send in the Marines up here. That should still be enough. Just about enough troops to siege it down. So we'll keep the other army as a reserve over here. And we've got the 2 siege ship general. Actually, both of these have 2 siege ships, so that's fine. Get the naval barrage going, so that's already a little bit better. Well, actually, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and move away 10 of these over here. Well, 10 of the galleys to the Ganges Delta. Go ahead and send this fleet out there as well. I think there's still going to be enough galleys to keep the enemies at bay. And then we can take the big fleet down to help with the siege. Hey, Makassar is a core now. Excellent. Can't core any of the other 3 yet, but that's alright. Let's reduce the war exhaustion again. A tiny bit. The reinforcement fleet is now on its way up. New election. I think at this point we might want to go for a Buccaneer again. Just to get more admin points, because we need a whole lot of it. Right, and then we can go ahead and take the big fleet down south. Let's go for the core creation cost reduction. I think that's going to be a perfect idea. Yeah, we are going to get that now. And then we've still got a 51 galleys in here, which is probably enough to keep the enemy kind of scared. Plus, we've got a couple other fleets next door that can move in if need be. And we should be getting a bit of boost for the siege here. Yeah, there we go. It's 7%. Hey, just. There we go. A bit less unrest. I mean, there's still way too much unrest, let's be honest. But there's slightly less now. How much is the war extortion? Oh, right. It's 0.05 per month right now. That's not ideal, but it is what it is. And Pasai is already at low enthusiasm. Because they realize that they are kind of getting slowly overrun here. Very, very slowly, mind you. But nonetheless, we are taking advantage of their weakness here. We should say they don't have a whole lot of an army. I don't even know where the army is. Probably right hereabouts currently. Because we can't see it. Hey, Katapang is now at 8 development. Excellent. We're losing pretty large quantities of sailors right now with the sieges. But it's a good thing the sailors are a bit easier to come by than the alternative. Speaking of which, let's go out and do a quick little raiding down here. Ilwa in Portugal. We're here to collect taxes. Plans for representation. I'm not going to spend admin points on that, so sure. And then let's get another core underway. That's going to be quite a bit of overextension gone with that core completed. Or once that core is completed. Oh dear, we lost one of the generals. Aha. Well, I guess we'll bring the other army. Nothing else to help with the siege. Plus, I suppose the artillery doesn't hurt either. Oh, did we manage to... Yes, we did manage to defeat the... Oh, let's actually quickly rate the coastline there. So we've liberated Zanzibar again. Get these troops back into Mindanao. Down there to help with some of the potential rebellions there. And there we go, that's another siege done. I guess we'll just move into the enemy capital. Oh, and we sank that fleet. Bit of a naval barrage, so that's 64%. That should be done fairly quickly, I reckon. The enemy is now moving in. No, that's not the peace deal that I want. I shall siege down your capital, and I think I may need to move the troops there just to make sure that we don't lose it into a counterattack. But 64% siege is pretty darn good. I think we'll be winning this soon. And then we can start moving down further to potentially push back that army if need be. We don't necessarily have to, though. Oh, there we go. There's Pasai. Right, Pasai, are you willing to take a white peace yet? Oh, not white peace, but the peace deal that I'm offering. But the answer is no, not yet. Oh, if I don't force you to break your deals, you would be more willing to take it. Would you be willing to give me more money in exchange, then? You would be. You could potentially take a Rokan, the province down here. Oh no, they wouldn't take that. Okay, you know what, we'll go with this. It's still going to give us 3 provinces. 2 of which we did have claims on, so the coring should be slightly easier. I guess what we'll do is we'll just get these troops back into our own territories. And then, what are we doing on... Right, so... Wait, hold on a minute. Oh yeah, there's Mindanao rebellion that is soon about to fire. Well, relatively soon about to fire. Right, so we've got still the fleets in here. Oh, right, that's the transport fleet. I guess I could actually bring in some of the galleys in here. We'll take the light ship off from here. I'll send these to... Actually, send them to upgrade. At least some of those could definitely use a bit of upgrade. Then we'll send these off to Privateer in... honestly, probably Canton. Actually, we could probably go down to Zanzibar with these. Send even more ships there. Because there's still a lot of trade going through that area. And then let's get ourselves another university, shall we? And actually what we should really do is have a look at the development map mode. Go according to that. So that's 15 development. I guess we could get a one over there. That one's already got something that's 10. Most of these aren't very high development, admittedly. There's some that are decent. Bandra could be another option. And then maybe we should go ahead and build ourselves a little bit more manpower buildings. Because that was a little bit boosted. It already had the first level. And you, we can get another 1,000. There we go, because manpower is in dire straits right now. There we go, so Bengal is now at, yeah, they would be willing to take a peace deal, even give me Tal. Ooh, okay, that's a lot of money. We don't have a diplomat yet, but yeah, I'm fine with this sort of peace deal. Force them out of the war. And then we can perhaps take a bit of time to recover from all these wars that we had to fight. Consolidate the stuff, and then eventually Portugal's probably declaring war on us or something. And now, of course, we do want to fight Palembang, that's for sure. Although I suppose we'll have to do it through Langfang, who is... no, we've got still truce for 10 years with them. Otai, we've got truce for another 4 years. Of course, Kilwa is an option that we could do. They don't have a huge army, they don't have a lot of manpower, but unfortunately, neither do we, apparently. Oh, I forgot that Hormuz is a OPM over here at Socotra. That could be a decent way to start raiding a whole lot more of the areas over here, but it's also a potential risk factor in terms of, you know, attracting a lot of unwanted attention from, let's say, Ottoman Empire and things like that. Anywho, let's keep on going. Just wait for the... we do have an idle diplomat, to be fair. I guess we can cancel that one. So, money is what it is. There we go. So, that's a lot of money that we got out of these wars. I'm actually rather happy about that. And let's get these ships back into our home waters. Somewhere around here, maybe, for now. Right, we might also want to get the new general up here. Oh, actually, we still had a general. Never mind. Oh, that's heading to Zanzibar. It's a bit of a long distance, but yeah, that's going to be fine once they get there. They'll be able to repair quite easily. Right, so with this amount of money, we're still not... no, we still don't have the institution present anyway. How's the... So in our capital, it's 14%. It's not going to be spreading all that quickly. Could we perhaps get a different advisor? Well, there is a natural scientist. It's a bit expensive, but I'm going to take it nonetheless. Because, first of all, it's going to allow us to get more admin points, which we desperately do need, to core up everything, so we can reduce the overextension. But also, that's going to start increasing the spread over here a decent bit. It's not like insane amounts, but it does help. And actually, what we, realistically speaking, should be doing is get the institution spread at least over here. We don't necessarily need it everywhere, but in our capital seems like it would be a smart option. And now we are probably losing a bit of money, actually. Let's combine these fleets into one. We can probably actually combine that fleet in there as well. And I guess we can combine this over here. We don't need to keep the fleets outside if they're not trading, which already helps quite a bit. Of course, we've still got... Oh, actually, speaking of trading, let's get this one up here into Linga Islands, and then we'll get the heavy fleet over here somewhere. Actually, I think there's still some places that we could raid, yeah. Alright then. Let's go visit the coast of Vietnam then. Yeah, it takes quite a bit to defeat us properly. I mean, we did take some initial losses in the previous war, but we did eventually emerge on top. Get some more manufactories, because there's still going to be the next institution in, well, 4 to 6 years. Or a bit more than 4 to 5 years at this point. The industrialization, which is going to be quite nice. Of course, we still haven't embraced enlightenment, which does mean that we haven't got on any of the coal provinces yet. Alright, that reminds me. Let's do the raid over here. That's a bit more sailors. Oh, I could even raid up to Satsuma. Now that we've got more provinces in Philippines. And there's a bit of the coastlines over here that we could still raid, but I'm not necessarily going to send... Oh, actually, that reminds me. We still have the fleet in here. Let's raid that one. We're going to send these back to Comoros. But the 50 privateers over there should be... Or the privateers, galleys over there should be fine. We've got a bit of fleets over here, which we can actually upgrade. Oh, well, there's one ship that we could upgrade there. Okay, well, that wasn't too bad then. How much are we overall naval force summit? A decent bit. We might need to get a couple more shipyards. Also, do need to increase the army size a little bit, but that's right now a bit of a limiting factor. Well, there's a very limited amount that we can realistically do right now. Well, actually, no, there might be a... Ah, right, we don't have the Grand Shipyard tech out available yet. Yeah, we can get maybe a little bit more shipyards built. They're not overly expensive. And reducing the extra upkeep for the fleet is probably not a bad idea. We're currently paying 15 ducats per month for the or the force limit, which actually probably means that we could probably just get rid of some of these ships, quite frankly. Especially the transports. Just getting rid of a whole lot of these obsolete ones. Actually, a whole lot of them are obsolete, but yeah. That's, actually, we'll put one of these back, so we'll still have the 40 in there. We're going to disband these. That's 1,000 sailors returned. And that's also, hopefully... Oh, yeah, there we go. The fleet maintenance went down quite a bit. At least 6 ducats. 6.5, probably. Oh, let's get some more cores underway. And... I've got to put an insular. You know what? We'll allow the inflation power holder to stay there. But my goodness, that was a quite extensive fighting that we had to do. We've got core inland now. Excellent. So at some point we do still need to do the war against Malacca, but Malacca is going to be a little bit tricky. Because they will be protected by... If we declare directly on them, they'll be protected by not only Ayutthaya, but also Mughals, which on paper wouldn't be able to do too much initially, at least. Assuming that we can take over the fortress over here, which is easier said than done. But of course, right now we're not quite ready for that sort of stuff. Also, we've got a few more galleys over here, which I guess we can just bring as Jumbie. Also going to get rid of these... actually, we'll switch some of these ships around. Get some more of the obsolete transport ships out. There we go. All 4 ships. Oh, and revolt. Ah, right, that's in our vassals' areas. I mean, they are still somewhat upset. We could spend a bit of prestige to placate them, though. Or we could pay off the debt. We'll take on the debt, that should be fine then. And then we'll start making money from them. Although, right now, our money situation is actually not that great. We could probably reduce the army maintenance briefly. Make some money. Fort maintenance is also quite a bit, so we could potentially just mothball a whole lot of the forts. Especially in Australia, they're not really needed. If anyone tries to go and siege that stuff down, then they have to go through my fleets first, and that's going to provide plenty of time to re-up the upkeep on those. A lot of the other fortresses we might get, or forts we might keep up. Oh, but I do see that we are actually out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll show you the links down below in the description, but other than that, thank you very much for watching, and next time, bye-bye.